Right then, listen up, look around. The sun is shining, the food is cheap, and everyone is smiling. It's paradise, mate. The dream that sold 1 million plane tickets. You have the spreadsheets, the projections, and the comfortable illusion of a permanent holiday. However, look closer. That villa by the sea, it is a gilded cage. That bank account you are so proud of, it is not a safety net, it is a one-way ticket home. Besides, the flight is boarding sooner than you think. Just ask the chap sleeping under the overpassing patio with nothing left but a passport full of overstay fines. Ah, Thailand, the land of smiles. Nevertheless, the land of hidden costs that creep up on you like a hangover after a cheap whiskey night. We are, as a collective, funding a slow motion deportation. We trade the certainty of a modest, secure life back in the grey, rainy motherland for a fleeting illusion of tropical luxury. We are not retired. We are on a long, slow, expensive holiday we cannot afford. Besides, the bank is about to close the tab. You have done the math, saved the millions, and bought the dream. However, let me tell you, your Thai retirement fund is actually a ticking time bomb. Most of us are ignoring three critical economic shifts that are going to drain your lifestyle faster than a leaky bucket. If you do not pivot now, that one-way ticket to paradise is going to turn into a false flight back to a country you probably no longer even recognize. What if I told you that your current retirement strategy, the one you are so smug about, is the exact reason you will be broke by 2030? Thailand's new tax regulations and the surging cost of living have turned traditional saving plans into a fast track to a very uncomfortable reality. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? The Baht. It used to be our friend. Remember the glory days of 45, even 50 baht to the pound? You could buy a small kingdom with a modest British pension. I based my entire retirement on that fantasy. I did the maths assuming I would always get 45 baht for my quid. It was a beautiful dream. Then came 2025, the baht surged. It became stronger, muscular, and utterly unforgiving. That is the ghost of the 2024 currency shifts haunting us all. My monthly pension, once a princely sum, now felt like pocket change. Suddenly, that carefully calculated budget based on historical exchange rates was laughable. The margin between living comfortably and barely scraping by vanished overnight. Now we are all desperately clinging to the current market rate, praying it does not tank our purchasing power even further. It is a financial panic every time you look at your banking app. Besides, making matters worse, this shrinking margin makes it impossible to meet the increasingly strict financial requirements for long-term residency. Ah, the visa. The bureaucratic dragon we must all slay every year. You know the dance. The season funds rule. The 800,000 baht in the bank untouched for months. However, the game has changed. The latest updates are tightening the screws. They are not just happy with a lump sum anymore. They want proof of sustainable monthly wealth, a constant stream of income. You want to see that you are not just a flash in the pan, but a genuine ongoing source of economic value. Besides, if you cannot prove it, if your fund is dipping too low, that is the beginning of the end. You start to panic, looking at your balance and realizing that the base fund you have set aside for your visa cannot cover a single trip to the hospital. Besides, That is when the real fear sets in. Oh, the joy of getting old. A simple trip to a private hospital in Bangkok or Phuket can now set you back a small fortune. We are talking about a 15% year-on-year increase in costs. It is daylight robbery dressed up in a crisp white uniform. That emergency fund you have been meticulously building is essentially a sacrificial lamb waiting to be slaughtered by one minor medical issue. Besides, just when you think it cannot get worse, they introduce a mandatory insurance premiums for retirees over 70 that often cost more than a monthly apartment rental. It's a scam, I tell you. They lure you in with the promise of cheap health care and then hit you with the costs that would make a London private clinic blush. These rising overheads are just the start. The cost of a Western standard lifestyle is skyrocketing to the point of absurdity. Besides, do not get me started on the rent. Cheap Thailand. That myth is dead and buried. My mate in Phuket was telling me the other day, with a face as long as a wet weekend, that his rental price has doubled since 2023. Doubled! The digital nomads and the Instagram influencers have gentrified the place. They have turned our quiet corners of paradise into overpriced playgrounds for the rich. What's more, it is not just the rent. The water and electricity bills are a constant source of anxiety. My aircon is a vampire, sucking the life and the money out of my bank account. I have to choose between staying cool and having a roof over my head next month. It is a psychological tipping point, I tell you. When you start weighing the cost of a cold beer against the fear of the next bill, you know the dream is starting to curdle. So let us do the grim math, shall we? That beautiful 2 million baht nest egg you brought with you, I calculate a standard burn rate, rent, utilities, visas, and the occasional day out. It is now years less than originally projected. It is a slow, agonizing drain. You can see the warning signs. You are buying the cheap noodles instead of the nice ones. You are cutting your own hair, and you're looking at the price of a flight home with a strange sense of longing. That is what I call the red zone. It is a point where the question is no longer how do I stay, but can I afford to leave before I hit zero? Now, you might think you are smarter than the average expat. You might think your 401k is safe. Nevertheless, let me tell you a story. I met a fella in a bar once, grizzled, looked like he'd been here since the Vietnam War. He told me he had found the secret to longevity in Thailand. Invest in a local wife and a concrete water tank. I asked him why. He said when the money dries up, the wife can still sell the water to the neighbours. That is the madness this place inspires. We are so petrified of returning to a home we no longer recognise that we will cling to the most absurd, desperate plans. The reality is we are all just a few bad economic shifts away from sleeping on the park bench. So what is the answer? Do you give up? Do you panic? Not yet. However, you need to adapt. Stop dreaming about the beach and look at your spreadsheet before it is too late. Forget the passive retirement fantasy. You need to start diversifying your income. Maybe that means renting out your spare room on Airbnb or tutoring English online. Perhaps you need to accept the brutal truth and move to a cheaper location, away from the tourist traps of Phuket and Pattaya, to a sleepy, unglamorous province where your money can stretch for miles. Besides, for goodness sake, get proper medical insurance before you have a heart attack just looking at the premiums. Let me ask you this. What was the one cost you forgot to budget for when you moved here? Drop it in the comments below. Let us Let us share our misery together. It might just save someone from a false repatriation. Your Thai retirement fund is not the safety net you think it is. It is a life raft, and it is riddled with holes. Patch them up now or face the long, lonely swim back to a life you tried so hard to leave behind. At the very least, keep a few thousand baht tucked away for that one-way ticket. You might need it, so be careful. Bye-bye.